What it do, what it is, gang. So look, man, today we're going over line work. So as you can see, I got a few stencils here, just some words or rows or whatnot. So we just pretty much going over everything, making sure that when you're looking at what you have in front of you, making sure you got the correct needles that you need based on what it looks like. So in these particular situations, I would say maybe for the lettering, maybe a 5 to a 7 to a 9, depending on the style. Like for the love, for example, I would use like a 9 round liner to pull those thick lines to give it that traditional style look. For like the life size, because it's going to be thin, very clean, I say anywhere from a 5 to a 7. And I feel like that'll do you just good, just as far as pulling outlines. So we're about to go ahead and get into it, show you how we pull lines, at least how I pull lines based off of what's in here in front of us. So my biggest thing for this is just making sure that you pay attention to my hand placement. So pay attention to how I rest my hands. Like I treat fake skin just like I would treat real skin. So you'll see like on my hands is set up how with my left hand, you'll see how I use my middle finger or I use my index finger on my thumb to indicate that I'm stretching. And I do that like I literally will act like I'm stretching the fuck out this fake skin. But I place it so if I had my hand on someone's skin right now, I would be stretching it out. Like you probably can't really tell with my fingers just resting on the fake skin, but it's in that same, I'm giving it that same type of pressure that I would use. So in this situation, like I was talking about, going from point to point. Now, granted, I know it will take some time to be able to pull around a curve like that and do that type of shit, but practice makes perfect, and that's what we're here for. So like here, we're gonna go from point, we're gonna bring it around, stop at the point, boom. See where I stopped at? So you don't gotta keep trying to follow through. You just kind of pick up where you left off. I really hate these fucking stencils because they end up like smudging off and shit. But you know, if you know what you're doing or you get to a point where you know exactly where you're going, then you'll do this shit so much it becomes second nature to you. So in this situation, I won't kind of follow through. Like, so I'm not gonna stop at the point. I could have stopped right there where that L meets the E, but you know, I kind of got an idea of what I got going on, so I'm gonna just follow through. And like I said, so my biggest thing is just making sure that you stretching the fuck out that skin when you putting your hands on them. You know what I'm saying? That's that when the tighter the skin is, that's what's going to allow you to get that saturation. That's what's going to allow you to get those clean pulls. That's what's going to help you in the long run. And you'll see right here where, again, see that point to point. So it pretty much started from that line coming from the F and making it over to the E. I did switch over to some different needles in this video. So you'll see like right here where I kind of like started and stopped a little bit. That's because it was like puddling up a little bit too much, and I wasn't really going for that. So I had to, regroup real fast, wipe it up. But you'll see like how I go back into it. I didn't just kind of go from the middle of it. I started back at the top and I followed through. So I just went over that same line and I just pulled through. In this situation, I didn't stop at the point. Again, I've been doing it for a while, so I was able to kind of just follow through. I pride myself on pulling longer lines and shit. So, when I get a chance to show out, I'm gonna show out. So, that was just one of those moments. So, again, you'll see where I clean my needle a lot. So if it does puddle up a little bit, I'll just like dab it on the rag. The only con to that is that sometimes the paper towel, little chips of the paper towel can get stuck in the needle and you'll have to clean your needles out. So again, whatever works for you works for you. So you don't have to do that, but that's something I do. See right there again, just following through the lines. But again, I've been doing it long enough that, I trust my process. And it's one of those situations, again, just point to point, and that's easy, point to point. So I want y'all to definitely get to that point where you're able to just follow through curves. You gotta believe that shit. And, again, practice makes perfect, man. Or, practice makes improvement. So you'll just get to a point where, doing that shit is nothing. But this is just the basics. And we gotta know the basics in order to get to the advanced steps. So, here you go. I was realizing in this process, I had this wobbly ass table. Goddamn, this light that fell on me at least about twice during this whole video shoot, but we ain't gotta talk about it. So we're just gonna get through this line work right here. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit and you'll see me get into the love line work, and we'll go over that. Again, with the love, I'm using bigger needles because, like I said, everything has a style. So, that's more of a traditional style. So, they use those big, bold lines. So anywhere from like an 8. Traditional use 7s too. But one of their go-tos is like 9s, so 9s, 11s, 14s. You'll see them big, bold ass lines. And there goes the fall. Look at that, boy. Shit. Pull them lines, man. Yeah, this table was weak as fuck, but, it serves its purpose. I know I can't beat up on this table like that no more. Now you gotta be gentle. So like I say, you still gotta treat this shit like you treat regular skin, man. So, at least to me, I feel like, approach it as if you sat down with a client and this is where we at with it. Like you're trying to execute. Don't look at it as, oh, this just fake skin and I'm gonna just be loose and free. Like, no, look at it as if I'm sitting down. My job is to execute to my best ability while I'm sitting right here. I hate fake skin, I'm sorry. Them little clean whips, man. Them ends real sharp, real zesty like, you feel me? Right there at the end of them tips, like that's when you pull that, you whip that line up out the skin so it can get that little sharpness to it. All right, and that's that one, man. So, like I said, we're going to get through it so we can get to the second one and pray this goddamn lamp don't fall no more.